Hello there, everybody. This is Getty92 coming at you today with a personal video. And as you've seen maybe in the title, this is not something for clickbaiting or phishing or anything, something like that. I just wanted to let you know that I feel fine currently, and with being actually in Europe, in the heart of Europe, being in Germany, I do sense that I actually wanted to take a minute here and there to talk actually about how I feel about the current situation and how it actually does affect me for the first time in my life. With that being said, that there's actually a war very, very close to my homeland. So this video is actually not something about something where I say, oh, he is the bad guy or they have done something wrong. There's plenty of stuff out there on YouTube and on Twitter especially. And if you want to get the news there, you can definitely get the right news for you. But I've been not really active on YouTube in the last 7 days, actually. Almost 7 days since the beginning of the crucial thing that happened, like I think 4 or 5 days ago. Um, I actually wanted to take the opportunity here to talk a bit about that, and I don't care if that minute or that video has like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Who cares? Because that is rather something like a vlog video there. I actually wasn't feeling very well in the last days, as you can maybe imagine. I had some massive headaches in the last days, and I was feeling pretty sick. And from one day to the other day, actually, I felt fine again. And I do sense in some way that this is something that's psychological stuff. And yesterday, for the first time, I actually watched the video footage of what is actually going on in East Europe. Actually, I don't want to put any names into that video because I want to make this video as general as I can actually. But the main thing actually is that I feel fine, and that's the main thing. If you are worried in any sense, and you guys already wrote that down on the comment section on the postings that I did on the community tab, I'm feeling very thankful, and I've been in contact with a lot of friends from the United States actually, and they are all so good to me. And some of them actually said, well, if something happens in a bad way, that I'm always welcome to come and join the United States of America, which is a pretty cool thing, and I'm really glad and thankful for that. But you know it, I just can't travel on my own, alone, there to a foreign country. There's a whole family behind me, and that's just one thing. I just wanted to let you know, thank you for the opportunities that you guys are giving me. And I've received some messages on Facebook actually from the YouTube community saying almost the same sentences like I just did, with that I'm very welcome in the United States and maybe Canada, of course. I do sense in some way, I do know some people from Canada, and I would be welcome there as well. That's a pretty cool thing, but that's actually not the thing that I would like to talk about today, because as I've said a few seconds ago, I watched the footage of the soldiers, or so-called soldiers, that have to stay in their homeland to defend their own country. And I've just seen the videos of the wives and girlfriends of the kids of those now soldiers, and it's just a terrible situation. And I went to Twitter actually, and I'm a big time on Twitter lately. I think I'm more online on Twitter than Donald Trump ever used to be on Twitter, especially in the last 2 or 3 days. And my Twitter name actually is @DeanBlues. If you'd like to follow me there, I'm constantly changing the subjects there on my Twitter account, almost to the point where I always try to share actually the truth of what is actually going on in East Europe. And there is the anonymous community, for example, who are taking down the websites and who are leaking the military stuff from the other side of the soldiers. And I'm really trying to share as much as I can to give especially the people in Ukraine and to the people in Russia, to give them the information that are really needed. And therefore no fake news should be spreaded there around. And I got on Twitter actually in some kind of like discussion actually where somebody said, well, now with that the war or the crisis is currently in Europe actually going on, it's really unbelievable that we, in terms of like me and my family or whoever is involved in Germany or Europe in general, that suddenly everybody feels now so sad and ashamed of somebody, of something, and that we never cared so much, for example, when there were wars in Africa, for example, or when there were, and still there are wars going on in the East European world. And I do agree on some certain level there actually that I never really did care in the way that I care for the current crisis. Well, that is of course true, but I thought about actually about that actually the wars that have been started in the last 10, 15, 20 years, most of them were based because of religious views. And I've never been a fan of religion in that way when it comes down to fight people and to take what you actually think you deserve. Never been a fan of that, so therefore I never really cared about other wars. But this war here is something different because this is not religiously based on what reason soever. And plus, with the thing that what is going on down there in East Europe, it's only a 2 hour flight from my home place actually, and it's really, really, really near to me. And I hope that you understand that actually I don't feel that comfortably with making reaction videos or review videos or whatever kind of content that I would usually throw out on YouTube, because that is in my mind what is currently going on, and it's in everybody's mind, especially in Europe. I do sense that you guys in America and Canada somehow have a different feel about that. Like I always said, when there were some wars going on the world, on a different continent, nobody from another continent really does care. But of course, some people will care because of the heritage, maybe, and all of that. Of course, that is true. But in most cases, if you have the news that a war just started on the world, which is not near you, you just can't have this imagination, especially on your own body and on your own mind, that this is something serious, actually. And this is now the first time for me. And I know some of you guys have maybe fought in the Vietnam War, and you've been always involved there. And I know for certain reasons that some of your veterans are actually watching my videos, because somehow people tend to like the content of Rush music, and most of you guys are older, which is cool. And some of you guys have been in wars or in the military, and I always joked in my youth that I would never, never, ever imagine that I would end up personally in the Third World War. Never thought about that. Never thought about that for a second. Until it actually changed, like 4 or 5 days ago, that I changed my mind completely. Because at the end of the day, nobody really knows what is going to happen. And the next, I would say, 72 hours are really counting for the future, not only for the future of East Europe, for the future of Europe in general, and especially for the future of the world. Because the informations are getting spreaded so fast and so quickly, and a lot of fake news are around on the world, that you can always have either the right mind to view certain news, or maybe you have the wrong mind to review certain news, and therefore you maybe get presented a lot of fake news, which I feel sorry. And I would like to encourage you to really look up for the real news that are out there on the world. It's just a thing I actually, and this is something that I haven't told anybody so far to this point in my personal area around me, but I actually, when I was watching the videos of yesterday, and I was watching some news stations and they were showing footages of what is going on there in East Europe, I actually cried for the first time because of a war. and it made me think that, especially in the next 72 hours, each day could be my last so-called freedom day, because there's always a percentage of a chance that I would end up being there actually. And that is just something that is not leaving my mind since all of that stuff happened, and especially since yesterday. And with the news that were announced actually today, with the nuclear weapon stuff and all what is happening along with that, it's just a thing. When you're living in Europe, you understand what I mean when I tell you that I'm full of fear actually of what is going to happen in the newest future. And it's just a few kilometers away from my home, and there's a lot of stuff coming up. But at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that you guys know that currently everybody in my area feels fine. Nobody's forced to go through the military, of course. Germany invested today 100 million euros to military action actually. And I don't know what will be the output of that, and we will see that, I'm pretty sure, in the next 72 hours. So please understand that I'm not currently willing or open to make any kind of like reaction videos. I don't think that's the certain right time. Maybe there's the right time in like 4 or 5 days, if some peace will get made. We don't know to this point. I just want to make sure that you guys don't have to worry about Europe in general, about West Europe in general. We are in that, and we strongly believe in any kind of support that you guys are giving. And if you just can't donate or do anything in that kind of stuff, just spread the right news to the people that are concerned about that. And that's the most important thing actually, guys, that you should do, to spread the right news to the people so everybody knows what is going on. So therefore, guys, I don't know. It's the 27th of February. It's 8:10 p.m. right now here in Germany. And I'm really looking forward to actually return. But the most thing I'm looking forward is to actually get this stuff out of my head and get this stuff out of the world. And this is the thing that we should all count on, that there will be peace, there will be justice. Trust me, there will be justice. We don't know when justice will happen, but it will happen for sure. And therefore, so see you guys in the next days. And if something bad is happening, I will let you know. And if something good is happening, I will let you guys know too. So see you around, and have a great day or great night, depending on what area you are living on this beautiful planet called Earth. And see you soon. Bye.